Hello friends, today we will discuss about a registration form or creation of registration form using Swing. In the first program or application, we will discuss how to create a registration form by using a Swing components, and in the second part we will discuss how to give a database connectivity for it, right? So here I have created registration form. So in the normal practice, what we can do it, we will create one Java class. Okay, we will go to our package and then we can create a Java class. So similarly, I have created this Java class registration form. Registration frame is the name of the Java class. It extends JFrame because we require the functionalities from a JFrame, right? And it also implements action listener. So I have already discussed about action listener in previous sessions. You can go back to my YouTube channel and refer these sessions. So the use of action listener is for event handling. So if you want to perform some event handling functionalities, then you have to use action listener. So I am implementing action listener for that reason only. So in action listener interface, we are having a action perform method, and within that action perform method you have to write a code. Okay, you have to write a code for a event handling. So I have given a event handling example also. When you click on particular button, submit button or reset button, you should store some data or you want to retrieve some data. Okay, this is a type of event, right? If you want to store some data, in case of registration, if you want to store some data, okay, when you click on a submit button, that particular event should be happen. And so there are three things event handling. It is the first thing is that you want to detect the event. You want to find out the source of the event and detect the event. Then you have to think about how to handle that event. And the third part is that you have to perform some redirection. So we are, for that particular purpose, we are having a action listener. तेव्हा इव्हेंट हँडलिंगच्या रिलेटेड ज्या ज्या गोष्टी करायच्या आहेत त्या कशाचा वापर करून करता येतात, ॲक्शन लिस्नर इंटरफेसचा वापर करून करता येतात. दॅट्स वाय वी आर इम्प्लिमेंटिंग ॲक्शन लिस्नर इंटरफेस. ओके, अप टू दिस पार्ट it is very clear for you, right? Now I have used different components as I want to create a frame, okay, which looks like in this way. Okay, so for that I will run this particular code so that it will be visible for all of you. Right, so this is a frame. I want to design this type of frame. So initially at the top I should have a title. Here I should have a title. Okay, observe my cursor location. This is my title. Then I am having a label. Name is my label. Okay, in front of the label I want a text field, right? Then I am having a different other labels also. Mobile, that is mobile number. Again I am having a text field. Then gender, then DOB, address. Here there is a checkbox, accept terms and condition, and then I am having a two buttons, submit and reset. Okay, so if you observe this particular layout, then it is very easy that, okay, for this particular title, okay, the title is in the middle, right? Okay, title is in the middle. So accordingly you have to give the x coordinate and y coordinate. Right, so you have to give the starting coordinate. So starting coordinate should be at this location. I am highlighting by using a cursor. So starting coordinate should be at this location. It means that you have to specify the starting coordinate of this particular point, right? Okay, then you have to specify width and then you have to specify height for the title. Similarly, okay, you have to specify the coordinates for name. Name is a label. Okay, for this label also you have to specify the coordinate. Okay, so this is your x coordinate as far as name is considered, and this is your y coordinate. So this is the starting point. Again you have to specify the width and height. तर आता तुम्ही रजिस्ट्रेशन फॉर्मचा विचार केलात तर त्यासाठी जो स्टार्टिंग कोऑर्डिनेट आहे त्याच्यामध्ये एक्स कोऑर्डिनेटची व्हॅल्यू काय जास्त असली पाहिजे, तर आपण मिडलला येणार आहोत. पण नेमसाठी ज्यावेळेला आपण कोऑर्डिनेट्स देतो त्यावेळेला एक्स कोऑर्डिनेटची व्हॅल्यू कमी असली पाहिजे. सो दिस इज जस्ट ऑब्झर्वेशन. बाय ऑब्झर्विंग यू कॅन डिसाइड इट. Okay, you can draw that particular layout on a paper and then you can just observe it. It is very easy. You don't require exact coordinates, but you should give a proportionate coordinate. So if you are giving a x coordinate as 300 for registration form, then for a name you have to give it as 100 or give it as a 120. Okay, proportionately you can give it, you can change it. Okay, that part you have to manage. In the computer graphics also you have done that particular thing. For a registration form, this is your y coordinate, right? Okay, this is your y coordinate. But for a name you should have to increase your y coordinate, because in graphical user interface system this is your x coordinate and this is your y coordinate. So here there is a very small y coordinate, but in case of name, okay, you have to increase the y coordinate value. So it is required. By observation you can do it, right? For a text field in front of a name, you have to again increase the x coordinate, okay, because there is a shift in the x axis. So you have to increase your x coordinate. So for a name, if you are using x coordinate at 100, then for text field, this particular text field, you can use x coordinate at 190. There should be some displacement, or 180 or 200, something that. Otherwise these two components will superimpose on each other. लेबल आणि टेक्स्ट फील्ड एकामेकावर काय होईल, सुपरइम्पोज होईल. ते टाळायचं असेल तर आपल्याकडे गॅप असली पाहिजे. म्हणजे ह्याचा अर्थ असा आहे की ह्याचा नेमसाठी जर स्टार्टिंग कोऑर्डिनेटचा स्टार्टिंग कोऑर्डिनेटची एक्स व्हॅल्यू जर 100 असेल, त्याची विड्थ समजा 50 असेल, तर 100 अधिक 50 150 पेक्षा जास्त व्हॅल्यू असली पाहिजे. कोणासाठी? टेक्स्ट फील्डच्या एक्स कोऑर्डिनेटसाठी. सो अदरवाइज दे विल सुपरइम्पोज ऑन इच अदर. So you can use 160, 170, 190, 200. Okay, it is up to you. Okay, but it should be greater than starting x coordinate value plus width of that particular label. So starting x coordinate value is 100 and label width is 50. Then 150 is the total value, total span. Then you have to give a starting coordinate for a text field, okay, greater than 150. It can be 160, 180, 190, 200, okay, as per your choice. Okay, so that particular consideration should be followed. Otherwise two components will superimpose on each other. It should be avoided, right? And we have discussed all these things when we are designing applet in the last semester. You also discussed these things in the computer graphics also. So same thing is there, coordinate manipulation, right? So now how to arrange these components is clear to you. Okay, so accordingly you have to give the parameters. You have to give the x parameter, then you have to give the y parameter. Now you can here observe it that x parameter of all these labels should be identical, but y parameter is keep changing, okay, due to which these components are not superimposing on each other. Similarly here you have to manipulate all parameters. They have manipulated, okay, in a code all parameters are manipulated. You can go through it, okay, and then you can change it as per your choice if you want, and accordingly you can manipulate. Now this is the new thing. This is the text area. Okay, within this particular text area we are displaying the input given by the client or customer. Okay, customer is giving his or her name, mobile number, gender, and then date of birth, address. Okay, when particular customer clicks on the accept checkbox and submit button, we are displaying the information in the text area. Okay, in this particular program we are not storing the data in the database, but we are just displaying it. In the next part we will see how to store a data in the database also. Okay, first we have to think about how to detect the data entered by the client or customer. कस्टमरने जो डेटा आपल्या टेक्स्ट फील्डमध्ये एंटर केलेला आहे तो कसा डिटेक्ट करायचा आणि तो कसा शो करायचा हे आधी आपण शिकू. नंतर पुढच्या सेक्शनमध्ये आपण तो डेटा स्टोअर कसा करायचा ते बघू. पहिले आता डेटा आपल्याला घेता आला पाहिजे. ॲटलिस्ट यू हॅव टू एक्स्ट्रॅक्ट द डेटा गिवन बाय द क्लायंट इन द फर्स्ट स्टेप, right? Okay, so we will see that particular part first, and you have to also think about this particular coordinate manipulation, right? Okay, so I am closing here and I am going to the actual program. So first we have created a container object. Okay, so in this case we are using a container, so entire frame considered as a container. Okay, so here we have seen the entire frame, right? So that particular entire frame is considered as a one container. And on this container, okay, we are having these title, labels, text field, text area, buttons, and so, right? Okay, so container is super class of a frame. We have seen that hierarchy. So container is a super class of frame. It is possible that any super class of a frame class we can use it, right? Okay, then initially we have created all references. We are having a different label, so label for a title, then label for a name, then text field for a name. Okay, so j label and it is name, object name is name. For a j text field, object name is t name. So accordingly you can manipulate. Again for a mobile number, then gender. Okay, now the important thing is that here we have used button group. This is object of a button group, and we have used this particular two radio buttons, male and female. Why we are using a button group? Okay, button group is used when there is only a exclusive choice. Okay, either we are having a male as a gender or we are having a female as a gender. दोघांपैकी कोणती तरी एक गोष्ट असणार आहे. That's why we are using a button group. So both radio buttons are clubbed under or grouped under a button group object, that is GE and GP. Right. Then we are having a date of birth. Okay, for a date of birth we are using a combo boxes. So we have used three combo boxes: date, month, and year. Right. Then there is a label for add, that is address. Okay, then we have used a text area because in front of address we don't have a text field. Okay, we are having a text area. We are having a rows as well as we are having a columns, right? Okay, that's why we have used a text area. Speciality of text area, you know about it. What is the difference between text field and text area? In case of text field we are having one row and multiple columns. In case of text area we are having a multiple rows and multiple columns. That is the difference. Then we are having a checkbox. Okay, we are having a here checkbox, right? Accept terms and conditions. Then we are having a buttons, and then again we are showing the data, right? Okay, for that we are having this text area. So that is represented by T out. T out means, okay, output, text output is there, we are showing it, right? So now we will initialize all these things. We are having for a date, we are having a three parts, that is a dates or day. Okay, 1 to 31. Okay, it is given under a string array. It is a single dimension array. Then for a month we are having a 12 values. Okay, again it is under the string variable and string array more correctly. And for a years we are having a years from 95 onwards. Okay, it is as per your choice. You can increase number of years also from 90 onwards or 80 onwards, 70 onwards, and so on. Then we come back to our main function. So this is just a initialization, variable declaration and initialization. Okay, actual memory allocation we are doing it in a constructor. So I will come directly to a main function. This is a driver code. Main function is also called as a driver code part. Okay. Within that main function, I am having a I am creating a object of a registration frame. So registration frame is a class. I am creating a object of a registration frame class. Right, we have created a object of a registration frame class, and we are going to a registration frame constructor. This is the registration frame constructor. Okay. Within this particular registration frame constructor, first part is a title. So method is set title. Now if you observe, there is no need to use the object of a frame class, because our class behaves like a frame class. It is extending a JFrame, so there is no need to create a separate object. We can directly use methods of a JFrame. So JFrame is having a method called as a set title, so we can directly use it. Okay, I have explained to you about this. If you are extending a JFrame, then there is no need to create an object of a JFrame. You can directly use the methods of JFrame class, because your class behaves like a JFrame. So first part is the set title. We are given a title, then we are giving a bounds. I have explained to you about the bounds, how to give a bound. So first two coordinates are the x and y coordinate of a starting point or starting location, and next 2 points are the width and height. So this is the width and height. If you go to this method and if you observe it, you can get it. Okay, we are using a second part of the method, or a second version of the method. Okay, this is a set bound, x, y, width and height. We have used this set bounds method number of times. Then for this particular frame, okay, we want to stop, okay, when we close on when we click on the exit button. So set default close operation, and set resizable is 2. So we cannot resize this particular frame. If you want to resize it, then you can give it as a true. If you don't want to resize it, then give it as a false. Right? Accordingly, you can change it. So C is a object of a container class. So entire frame we are treating as a container. So C, okay, that's why we have created object of a container class, and we are giving it, and C is equal to get contain pin. So this is the speciality. For a container class, we are not doing, okay, in this manner, we are allocating a memory for a container class, but for any class, when we want to allocate a memory, what we are doing it, okay, we are using a new keyword, okay, then class name, we are using a class name, and then we are using a constructor, default constructor or parameterized constructor. But as far as container class is considered, to initialize a memory for object of a container class, we don't use this particular mechanism, that is new operator and then name of the class. Instead of it, we are using a get content pen, direct method is there, and this get content pen method is indirectly calling a new operator. It means that get content pen method is responsible to do the memory allocation. We are not doing a memory allocation, but get content pen internally allocates a memory. तेव्हा फक्त हा एक अपवाद आहे, ज्यामध्ये आपण मेमरी अलोकेट करण्यासाठी स्वतः आपण न्यू ऑपरेटर वापरत नाही. न्यू ऑपरेटर न वापरता आपण गेट कंटेंट पेन मेथड वापरतो, जी मेथड इंटरनली न्यू ऑपरेटरला कॉल करते आणि न्यू ऑपरेटरचा वापर करून मेमरी अलोकेशन करते. ठीक आहे, आपण जे काय आतापर्यंत बघितलं आहे जावामध्ये मेमरी अलोकेशनसाठी, त्याला हा एक अपवाद आहे, आणि याच्याबद्दल आपण नंतर कधीतरी चर्चा करू. हा अपवाद का आहे, याची काय गरज आहे. ओके, सो वी विल सी इनटू दिस पर्टिक्युलर एक्सेप्शन, ओके, लेटर ऑन. Okay, it is not required today. Then we are setting a layout. Okay, it is null, means we are not we don't want to use any architecture layout, that is flow layout or grid layout. Okay, we don't want to use any inbuilt layout. We want to give a coordinates. So programmer wants to give a coordinates. Okay, here it is given. Similarly, programmer wants to give a coordinates for each and every component, okay, for a title, then name and so on. Okay, so that's why we are not using inbuilt layout, we are using it as a null. Okay, so then we are creating a object for a title. Title is a registration form. Okay, for a title we can send font also. So for that we are having a method called as a set font. So we are having a font class in AWT. We can use a method of a font class, that is set font method, right? So this is new to you, but how to use it? Okay, you can see here we can use a method called as a set font, and for that particular set font method you have to pass the object of a font class. So you can directly create an object by using a new operator. So here we have created an object and we are passing it. In order to create an object of font class, we require three parameters. First parameter is name of the font. Second parameter is the style, and the third parameter is the size. So accordingly we have given it what is the name. So you can use Times New Roman as a font, you can use Calibri as a font, or Arial as a font, as per your choice. Then the second parameter is style. Okay, plain, bold, italic, underline, whatever it is. And the third parameter is the size. So we have created a font, we have created an object of a font class, and we have given it directly. So you have to follow the spaces. Okay, this particular part what I am highlighting here, this particular part is for a creation of object, and that particular created object acts as a parameter for a set font method. Okay, then we are using a set size method, and then set location. There is a difference between the set size and set location. Set size for the width and height of that particular title, and set location is for the actual position of that particular title. Okay, once we have created all these things, okay, then we can add the title on a container. So object of a container class is C. So C dot add in bracket title. Okay, so entire screen is considered as a container. So we are adding all these components, title, these labels, okay, on a container. So C dot add title. If you want to consider entire part as a frame, then you can add all these parts, all these components on a frame by using a add method. But here we are considering entire part as a container. It is better to use a container because it is very easy for us to give the location or coordinates for components when you place it on the container. That's why we are using it. Okay, I will tell you why we are using a container instead of frame or panel. Okay, in later session. Okay, accordingly we have we are placing all components. Okay, all these components are placed. Accordingly we are placing it, right? Okay. There is only one point, okay, which is important here. When you create a radio button for male as well as female, okay, you have to add these radio buttons, okay, on a button group. So GNGP is the object of a button group class. I have discussed about it. So you have to add these male and female radio buttons on GNGP. You have to add these buttons, add these radio buttons on the container also, as well as you have to group it in a button group. That's why you have to add it in a GNGP. So you can give any name. If you are giving a GN as a name, object name, then you can add that buttons on a GN. So GNGP dot add male, GNGP dot add female. You have to do it. So this part is very important, because when you are using a button group concept, okay, at that time only it is possible to work these radio buttons as in an exclusive mode. It is exclusive mode. It is not an inclusive mode. Exclusive mode means either of any two options will be available at a single instant of time, right? So we have to use a button group. This is a new thing we are seeing it. Then for a date of birth, okay, we are using a three parts, that is a date combo box. first part is a date combo box, then we are using a month combo box, and then we are using a year combo box. Then we go for a area. Okay, accordingly we go for a accept terms and condition, that is a checkbox. At the end we are having a buttons, we are having a two buttons, submit button and reset button. You go through these coordinates and all these things. Okay, but for a button you have to use this add action listener, right? Because when you click on a submit button, some processing should be followed. Okay, when you click on a reset button, some processing to be done. So there is some event handling, kind of event handling. So that's why on a button we are using this add action listener. When you click on a button, you have to fire this add action listener. I have explained to you about the add action listener method. Okay, in the last session, you can go back to my YouTube channel and watch these videos also. Okay, and we are passing this means object of a current class as a parameter, right? So we are not calling action perform method directly, but we are calling action perform method indirectly. We are using add action listener method, and this method add action listener method is responsible to call action perform method. So when particular user wants to click on the submit button, particular clients fill all data and clicks on the submit button, then add action listener method transfer its control to action perform method. We are having an action perform method here, action perform, right? For action perform method we are having an action event object of action event class. Okay, and then we are detecting here if e dot get source equal to double, sorry, e dot get source equal to sub means submit. We are using a name of the button is a sub, so that's why we are using a sub, right? So if you click on a reset button, if e dot get source is reset, at that point you should reset all data. It means that you make all components or input components empty, right? So we are using that particular part first. So def, we have created one string variable def, and we have initialized to blank or empty, and we are making all text fields, okay, all input provisions to blank. आपण काय करतोय, जिथे जिथे आपण इनपुट घेतो त्या सगळ्यांना काय करतोय, ब्लँक करतोय. कशाचा वापर करून करतोय, ह्या व्हेरिएबलचा वापर करून. प्रत्येक ठिकाणी डीएफ दिलाय बघा, बरोबर ना? तर दर ठिकाणी आपल्याला एम्प्टी साठी डबल कोटेशन देण्याऐवजी आपण व्हेरिएबल मध्ये स्टोअर करून घेतलं आणि ते व्हेरिएबल पास केलं. फॉर अ टर्म जिथे होतं तिथे काय होतं, चेकबॉक्स होता आपला, त्या ठिकाणी आपण फॉल्स केलं. फॉल्स इंडिकेट्स इट इज एम्प्टी. जिथे डेट होती त्या ठिकाणी आपण 0 केला इंडेक्स त्याचा, राईट? मंथ इयर प्रत्येक ठिकाणी 0 केला. का? ते कॉम्बो बॉक्स आहे. आणि ज्या ठिकाणी आपल्याला बाकी ॲड्रेस वगैरे बघायचं होतं तिथे आपण काय केलं, परत एम्प्टी केलं. So you are making that particular form as a blank or empty form. Okay, when you click on a reset button. But when you click on a SUB button, that is a submit button, okay, input is given by the client. Now you have to check it. Okay, you want to extract the data and we want to show it, right? So first part is that term is selected. Under if this particular condition is true, then we go inside a if loop and we first check it whether term is selected or not. Term is selected means whether user has clicked on a accept terms and condition checkbox or not. It is very important, otherwise we will not proceed further. So if it is selected, then we will proceed further. If it is not selected, if it is false, if this particular part is false, then we will not go to the remaining part. Okay, if it is false, we directly go to the else part, and what we can do it, okay, we make all parts that is key out and result as a blank. We are making it as a blank. We are using a set text method. To get the input from the user, we are using a get text method. To show some output to the user, we are using a set text method. User कडून इनपुट घ्यायचं असेल तर get text method वापरायची, युजरला आउटपुट दाखवायचं असेल तर set text method वापरायची. कंपोनंट कोणतेही असू शकतात. आणि आपण काय करतो, RES मध्ये set text please accept terms and conditions. So we are giving a message that you have to accept terms and conditions, otherwise we will not register you. It is not possible. Okay, if that particular checkbox is selected means user has accepted all terms and condition, then we will go inside and we try to fetch the data. So we are having a string data variable. Within that we are fetching a name. So this is the first part, name. Okay, now this is very important. In the double quotation we are having a name colon. It means that this is a message to be displayed. हा काय डबल कोटेशन मध्ये जे दाखवतो ते काय असतं, मेसेज असतो जो आपल्याला वापरायचा आहे म्हणून डबल कोटेशन मध्ये आपण स्ट्रिंग मध्ये दिलाय. आणि पुढे काय दिलाय बघा, कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर दिलाय. हा कोणता ऑपरेटर, कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर आहे. तो काय करतोय आपल्याला, ह्या जो फर्स्ट पार्ट आहे ह्या फर्स्ट पार्टला सेकंड पार्टशी काय करतो, जोडतो. त्यासाठी आपण वापरतो. म्हणजेच काय करतो, सेकंड पार्टला काय करतो, स्ट्रिंग मध्ये कन्वर्ट करतो आणि त्याला जोडतो. ह्या पार्ट मध्ये काय बघतोय आपण, tname डॉट गेट टेक्स्ट. tname म्हणजे काय, नेमची टेक्स्ट फील्ड आहे, त्याला आपण व्हेरिएबलला नाव दिलंय tname. ओके, म्हणजे कोणत्या टेक्स्ट, कोणाला नाव दिलंय आपण, ह्याला नाव दिलंय बघा, मी हायलाइट करतो. ह्या टेक्स्ट फील्डला आपण काय नाव दिलंय, tname. ह्या टेक्स्ट फील्डला काय नाव दिलंय, tmo मोबाईल नंबर, tmno, राईट, अँड सो ऑन. तेव्हा पहिल्या टेक्स्ट फील्डमध्ये जो डेटा आहे म्हणजे नेम आहे क्लायंटचा, ते आपण कसा घेतोय, गेट टेक्स्टचा वापर करून घेतोय. तेव्हा युजरकडून डेटा घ्यायचा असेल तर गेट टेक्स्ट मेथड वापरायची. आणि जो डेटा येईल तो काय असेल, स्ट्रिंग असेल, त्या स्ट्रिंगला पहिल्या पार्टशी जोडण्यासाठी आपण कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर वापरतोय. दॅट्स ऑल. एकदा हे लॉजिक समजलं तुम्हाला की पुढचा पार्ट खूप इझी आहे. की नेम घेतल्यानंतर काय घेणार आहोत, मोबाईल नंबर घेणार आहोत. पण नेम आणि मोबाईल नंबर यांच्यामध्ये काही स्पेस आली पाहिजे, बरोबर ना. तर ते आपल्याला जे दिसेल आउटपुट ते करेक्टली दिसेल, आपल्याला रिप्रेझेंट होईल. म्हणून आपण काय करतोय, परत एकदा कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर वापरतो आणि काय वापरतो, /n वापरतो. डबल कोटेशन मध्ये /n वापरतो आणि परत पुन्हा एकदा आपण कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर वापरतो. आता तुम्ही म्हणाल सर इथे कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर कशाला वापरला, डायरेक्टली का लिहिलं नाही. त्याचं कारण आहे, हा जो पार्ट आहे हा स्टॅटिक पार्ट आहे, तर स्टॅटिक मेसेज आहे जो आपण जे प्रोग्रामर देतोय. आणि हा जो पार्ट आहे तो काय डायनॅमिक आहे, युजरवर डिपेंडंट आहे. युजर जे नाव देईल ते आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, डिटेक्ट करायचं आहे, मिळवायचं आहे. ते मिळवण्यासाठी आपल्याला गेट टेक्स्ट मेथड वापरावी लागते, बरोबर. म्हणजे हा कोड, हा पार्ट कसा आहे बघा, युजरकडून मिळणारा पार्ट आहे, डायनॅमिक पार्ट आहे. आणि हा पार्ट काय, स्टॅटिक पार्ट आहे. स्टॅटिक पार्टला जर डायनॅमिक पार्टशी जोडायचं असेल तर कॉन्कॅटिनेशन ऑपरेटर वापरावा लागतो. डायरेक्टली आपल्याला जोडता येत नाही. इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल टू combine these parts directly. In the Java also, in basic Java also we are doing it. If you want to show some output, okay, if you want to show factorial of a number, then you are giving a message factorial of number is, and then okay, then you are using a concatenation operator, and by using that particular concatenation operation you are giving a variable. So this part is nothing but a our variable, whereas this part is a static part. And we want to combine it. Okay, we want to combine these two parts again, we have to use a concatenation operator. I think the idea is clear to you, right? Okay, similarly we go for a mobile number and so on. Now the next part is, so data part is completed. For the next part we are having a gender. There are two possibilities, either it is a male or a female. That's why we are checking if male dot is selected. If male is selected, so for any radio button we are having a is selected method. So is selected method is true means male is selected. If it is false means male is not selected, another gender is selected. So either of it, okay, either male or female, only one gender should be selected. So we are storing that particular result under a data1 variable. Okay, either this part is stored or this second part is stored. Okay, after that we are having a data2. Within that data2 we are having a dob. So for a dob there are three components, that is date or a day, then month and year. So we are using a get selected item method. So get selected item is a method of a checkbox. For a checkbox class we are having a get selected item method, because in a checkbox we are having a multiple items. Okay, any one item is selected. If you observe a checkbox of month here, if you observe a checkbox of month, we are having a 12 different items, either one item is selected. So accordingly this particular method, okay, every method, get selected item method, okay, detects which input is selected by the user, which month is selected, which year is selected, which day is selected by the user. But that particular part, if in case of day, okay, that particular part is an integer variable, integer value, right? Okay, that's why when you detect the input, when you extract the input from the user, at that time you have to convert it into a string. तुम्ही युजरकडून इनपुट घेताय, बरोबर आहे, ते कदाचित इंटिजरमध्ये असेल, पण त्यात तुम्हाला काय केलं पाहिजे, स्ट्रिंगमध्ये कन्वर्ट करायला पाहिजे. दॅट्स वाय वी आर डुईंग दिस that's why we are what we are type casting, we are doing a type casting. It is possible, okay, because the string is a higher data type as compared to other data types, so that's why it is directly possible. Okay, there are two types of typecasting, okay, you know about it, implicit typecasting and explicit typecasting, but here you have to specify it, so it is a explicit typecasting. You have to specify the data type name, so it is a explicit typecasting, right? Similarly for month also and year also you have to specify it, so that data is stored under the data 2, and then in the last part we are having a data 3. In the data 3 we are storing a address. We are taking the input in the different parts because it is very easy to handle it. If you get an error in particular input, then you can locate it. तुम्हाला जर कुठेतरी इनपुट घेताना जर प्रॉब्लेम आला तर तो आयडेंटिफाय करणं खूप सोपं असतं, म्हणून आपण पार्ट्समध्ये आपण ते इनपुट घेतो. आपण ते एकत्र पण घेऊ शकलो असतो, पण पार्ट्समध्ये घेण्याचा फायदा आहे आपल्याला, ठीक आहे. सो देन वी वॉन्ट टू आउटपुट दॅट पर्टिक्युलर एक्स्ट्रॅक्टेड इनपुट. ओके, युजरने जे काय दिलेलं असेल ते आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, डिस्प्ले करायचं आहे. कुठे डिस्प्ले करायचं आहे, या टेक्स्ट एरियामध्ये डिस्प्ले करायचं आहे. टेक्स्ट एरियाचं ऑब्जेक्ट काय, टी आउट. Okay, this is our object, so tout.sectText. Now we want to display. For a display we are having a method called as a sectText, and we are displaying all these things. We want to display this data, okay, then data 1, data 2 and data 3. All these things we want to display it. Then we are making this text area as not possible to edit. ओके, आपल्याला ह्या टेक्स्ट एरियामध्ये जे काय डिस्प्ले केलं आहे आपण ते एडिट करता येतं का म्हणे, कारण ते क्लायंटने जे दिलं आहे ते आपण एंटर केलं आहे. आता एडिट करण्याचा अधिकार द्यायचा नाही आहे आपल्याला, म्हणून आपण काय करतोय, त्याला सेट एडिटेबल मेथडचा वापर करतो आणि काय बनवतो, फॉल्स बनवतो. जर आपल्याला आपण ह्याला ट्रू बनवलं तर एडिट करता येऊ शकेल. एकदा युजरने रजिस्ट्रेशन केलं तर नंतर त्याला एडिट करण्याचा डायरेक्टली अधिकार देणार नाही. आपण फंक्शनॅलिटी देऊ शकतो त्याला एडिट बटनचा वापर करून, पण फंक्शनॅलिटी न देता आपण त्याला एडिट करू शकत नाही, माल प्रॅक्टिस करू देऊ शकत नाही. दॅट्स वाय वी आर मेकिंग इट एज अ फॉल्स, अँड देन ॲट द एंड वी आर गिविंग अ रिझल्ट दॅट रजिस्ट्रेशन इज सक्सेसफुल. सो वी वॉन्ट टू डिस्प्ले सम रिझल्ट हियर. ओके, फॉर दॅट वी हॅव यूज वन मोर text field, text area, that is res. Okay, we have initialized this res also. Okay, we have initialized this res is a label, okay, and we are giving it registration is successful, right? If it is not possible, means user has not selected the checkbox accept terms and condition. In that case we are showing a message as please accept terms and condition. If user has completed all the input data provisions, then we are giving a message as registration successfully. Accordingly we are giving it. Okay, I think I have explained you how to get the input from the user by using a get text method, how to display it by using a set text methods, and I have told you how to use different components. I have also discussed in this session how to use a button group, how to take the input from the checkbox by using a get selected item method, and by using and how to get the input from the radio buttons by using each selected method. You have seen one exception also, okay, about a get content pen method. Okay, what is the speciality of get content pen method, right? And then we have also seen how to use the action listener, what is add action listener method, and what is action perform method. Okay, if you don't know about this particular action perform method, okay, then you can go back to my previous sessions and you can get to know about it. Okay, thank you for watching. Okay, have a nice day.